Kia ora e whānau, tēnei ke mea i tātou āpororo, tēnei rā, ana i pore tātou nui tēnei rā. Me ke koutou koto, konei, hatu te kanu I ora, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. I'm going to turn it over to my daughter Jane. She's always been my right-hand speaker, and I'm the safety officer. Kia ora.
Kia ora koutou. So as you can see up here, this is our whānau and reconnecting with our wai, the Karewarewa. So we're going to be sharing a story on our journey that we've been going through. Ko wai au. Ko tāki timi te waka, ko kairana ki te maunga, ko ngariroro te awa, ko mangaro te marae, ko Ngāti Rahunga I te rangi te hapu, ko Jane Morrell tuku ingoa. Just going to give you a brief history about my work. So I used to work for Te Whare Wānanga o Awanuirangi, where I would deliver the kaioranga and the water courses, which kind of got me the passion into the environment. And now I'm currently employed at Parakore.
Kia ora, my name is Robert Turner. I come from the far north. I wouldn't do my whakapapa, it would take too long, it'd take 20 minutes. So I'll cut mine very short. Jane's mother, Raymond, she's sitting down the back there. Raymond Morrell, she's my wife. And I've been acting on the waterways for a long time. I was a duck shoot, pig hunter, deer stalker, and anything else you can talk, mahinga kai, all that. And I had the passion for water. And from there I moved on with me and my daughter. That's my right-hand person. Kia ora.
So I thought I'd share whakataiki with us today. E kore a parawhenua, e haere ki te kore a rakai kore. So parawhenua will not come out in the absence of rakai kore. The atua who personifies water and mountain streams is parawhenua, and the atua who personifies rocks is rakai kore. Mountain springs pass through rocks, cleansing the water like passing through limestone, and provide nutrients to the whenua. Te ao Māori connection between rocks and water. Bit of tikanga Māori. So we follow a long history of tikanga that starts with our stories of creation. Wai is physically and spiritually cleansing, and is also present at our most sacred rites of passage, that of birth and that of death. Our history tells a story of how Ruawharu, our chief, sacrificed his sons as Māori to be placed in the waterways to forever provide sustenance for the people. To this day, those landmarks are still physical. These are our relationships and connections between tangata, whenua, wai, and atua. So what's going on in Bridge Power with our awa? So with these photos here, you can see up in the left there, it's a picture of a dead eel. So this is our Karewarewa River. The next picture is the kōkapu that have been stranded in the droughts that we've had over the years in Bridge Power. And also we have had a lot of flooding as well. On the end picture there, you can see our marae. It actually reached our marae. It didn't actually go into our marae, but yeah, it was quite massive. The damage. Over here is the paddock across the road from our marae. Just showing how much destruction had happened with the trees falling down and all the mess that it made. So, and the picture in the middle is showing kind of like how the augmentation of our rivers have been happening. All of them being straightened, and not only that, all our rivers are filled with cowcress, no watercress in our area. So that's one of our missions, is to try and get rid of that cowcress and put our watercress back in. And on the right there, at the end, that's at the back of Auntie Hera Huata's house. Just another picture showing how it dries up and what we have been going through out there. And so through all these things that have been happening with our whānau and our marae, it made us wonder, what is going on with our water? What can we do? Is our water safe to drink, swim in, things like that? So one time there it was dried up, and so that's when the community thought, no, let's do something about it. Since there's no water in there, we'll get in there and clean it up. So we started to clean up the bottom of the river banks just to get all the paru out. And also, as you can see over here, Cousin Thompson Hokianga up there, he's out there with the tamariki, trying to collect whatever fish was in there that we could salvage to take to another part of the river to hopefully give them some life down there. So that's kind of like the mahi that we love to do, is getting in there, getting grubby. What else are we doing? So we've been working quite closely with Shade and Niall from the iwi at the moment for quite a few years, I think, 5 years or so. He's been teaching us how to monitor our water through scientific ways as well as Aotearoa Māori ways. As you can see there, we are measuring the depths of the river. We do these types of measurements to kind of find out the flow of the water. And then over there's one of our main workers there, Jake. He's actually holding the bin, capturing the water to check the flow of the water. On the right side there, that's my moko. That's us doing our fish surveying. Getting his hands in there, getting grubby. Down on the right there, you can see we hosted the tankuis for about a week there at our marae, Mangaro Marae. So that was quite a big project for us. That was our passion, to be part of that process. Also been working with the GNS scientists, Uwe and Scott. Uwe's on the left, Scott's in the middle there. They're the underground water scientists. So they teaching us about the differences between the surface water and the aquifer water and things like that. Still learning, but loving the learnings. Over here you can see my father with Shade. We're going through the E. coli testing and things like that, just to get us upskilled to be able to test our water to make sure it's good for us to swim in. In the middle here, this is Anthony Cole from GIS mapping. So that was a cool course. I love that, learning how to map out maps and for particular things that you want to add to. And on the right there, as always, hui at wānanga, at our marae with our people, educating them with the scientists, sharing the knowledge and making sure we're all on board and know what's going on. We've also attended a lot of wānanga with Te Tai Whenua Heretaunga, with Mārei Apatu. In the middle there you can see Jamie and Maury, but you can't see Maury because he's looking into the water clarity tube at that time. But if we start up on the left side, that's the karamu wānanga we had at the back of Kohi Pātiki Marae, learning about that water in that area and all the different stuff that their tikanga and all that around their stories, what they've been going through, issues and things like that. Over here down below is we're at the Tukituk, just before the mouth. So we're learning about different types of water there as well, and all their tikanga and what they practice over there, what kind of food they can collect, what's not there, things like that. The one on the right, that's out at Paki, I think Pika Pika Swamps.
No. Down where the railway lines.
Down by the railway lines. But so that was our whānau out there, doing a lot of wānanga, testing the waters and things like that, just collecting data. The one down below is out, where was that one? Tuki. So that was a cool day for us. We went whitebaiting that day. Māori was showing us how to do it and got us a feed, and I actually got to take my granddad a feed home of some whitebait that day, so I was really, really happy about that. This one down here, I'm not quite sure because I wasn't there at that wānanga, but my dad was there.
That's down Chatham Road. We've got a bit of a swamp down there, a bit of a wetland, and Māori and them took us down there to go and show us the water down there, that spring down at Chatham Road. And I was quite upset with that area there, how they're letting in their stuff from the industrial area. They told me when the water was actually white. And I sort of kept that to myself, but I thought, I'll bring that up here. Same as our Paritua. They got their sewage going into our waterways. And I've been arguing with the council. Now that I'm very popular, me and my daughter there, they go, "Hiya Jane, hiya Robin," and she goes to me, "Dad, who are they?"
So these wānanga have been real special for me, not just me and my dad, our whānau too. We take all of my kids in that. They are our team that are on the ground. They're at the back there, my kids and the mokos, supporting us. So and also getting to meet all the other marae, like the Korongotā whānau, the Omahu whānau, the Paki, the Kohi Pātiki, and many others that we've actually got to learn, because I didn't really know many of my cousins, so meeting them, the cousins from down the road, has been a really good opportunity that I've been able to have. Also, we've been looking at engaging with the Hawke's Bay Regional Council in gravel extraction, being like a mana whenua rep, learning on making sure that they're accountable and looking after the resources that they're taking and not leaving it a mess when they do take the resources, and hopefully taking only what they need and not excess. And we have been to so many wānanga. So up here on the left, we're at Whanawhana, out with the Omahu whānau, looking at the species with the water thing. I'm not sure what it's actually called. And then you've got all the kids, because that's what we're all about, is tuakana taina teaching, making sure that we've got our knowledge going down for future generations. We don't want that lost. And the one in the middle, there's me in the water with Sandra and my daughter Te Wai. And I just wanted to share a little bit of story about that day, because I was kind of feeling a bit pody that day, and so was Sandra, and we were like, man, let's just get in the water, let's get cleansed. And so that's why I shared that photo, because it was such a wonderful time to do it while we were out with the whānau doing our wānanga, and it was a beautiful cleansing. It was freezing, but it was cool. Over there on the right, that was over in Tukituk, another wānanga with shade and mare in them. And we're looking at doing fish surveys there, looking at different species. I think we found some koi or carp as well, so yeah. And that's my moko again in there. And these are, this one's over in Whanawhana, and they're looking at the bugs and stuff in the water. And what we've learnt through that is certain bugs are present in the water depending, it shows how good the water is. If there's some certain bugs, it's actually good, and if they're not in the water, then it's probably not a very good water. And so, yeah, from all of these wānanga and all these learnings that we've been going through, we've been doing a lot of whakawhanangatanga, meeting up with other rōpū. Over here on the bottom, there's the Whanganui Rotu rōpū come out and awhi us and learn alongside us on our day out, because we go through about, well, how many sites do we do? About 8 sites we go through? 10 sites. And so that's our mahi, as you can see, in the doing fish surveys, eDNAs, what else? Water testing, quality of the wai, water flow rates, collecting the data so that we've got some kind of proof to say, hey, we've been looking after our wai, we've been doing this for 5 years, we collected the data, here's our data, that we know what's going on wrong with our wai. And so, here it shows us some of the mahi we've been doing, the eDNA testing, the scraping of the contents on the bottom to see what's in the bugs that are in the water. And yeah, as you can see, always having our tamariki around, always. That's the number one key, is having our whānau there and present, learning alongside us. And so through all these learnings, we've actually quite learned a lot about our karewarewa and where the water's going. We've actually learnt that we've lost a lot of water, and yeah, we know where the problems are, but now we need to try and secure the water for our whānau. And a way that we've thought about it is a wetland. So that's another project that we're looking at the moment, is hopefully installing some wetlands out in Bridge Pa to capture the water that is lost during the summer, and hopefully be able to feed us for the during the dry days. And so, through all this mahi that we've been doing, alongside the Ngāti Kaureni Iwi Incorporated, they managed to find some funds for our whānau, and so that's given us an opportunity where we're going to actually have a monitoring hub in Bridge Pa. This monitoring hub's going to have... So the monitoring hub will have all of our gears in there, safely stored, so that we can all have it to use, not just Mangoro, Korongo Tāmarae, not just us, the community, as well as the schools. That's the idea of this hub, is educating our people and working as one. Did you want to say anything?
Kia ora whānau. I'd just like to finish off with just a bit of a speech. I got my 5 mokopunas and my 2 greats, great-greats, and I got 2 from Krongatā, or 3 from Krongatā, that's joined our team. So now we are Mullers, Krongatā and Mangaro together. And I'm hoping to pick up Pakipak. And you know, on our journey we had one of them there. What was her name?
Koreni.
Hey?
Koreni.
Corina. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, we had her there for a day, and then she disappeared. But she'll be back anyway. But our main job is to try and restore our karewarewa. That's getting rid of the cow Chris. In the old days, we used to get the watercress opposite our marae. And now you look at our waterways, it's just full up with cow Chris all the way to the Paritua. And it actually comes from the Marakako. But all these fellows over in the regional council telling me, oh, all the hours are full. I said, bro, come with me for a walk. Get out of your office. Yeah. You know, and that's one of our goals, our tile group, the ground group, is to get in there and pull that cow Chris out. I'm getting some tools made up with my own money, you know. Money's a bit low, but I'm going to get in there and get these tools, and we're going to get in there and do our best to clean our up. And we found we had 30 major holes in our waterways from Paritua, opposite the bridge, down into the Mangaro X block. And those last 5 holes are the main holes we need pulled urgently, because that's where the water disappears into the ground. And mixing up the waterways from Glazebrook's channel and his dam is actually taking the turf off our bottom of our waterways, and that's putting in leakage. And my last goal is to cut the commercial eeling out, because after we had Cyclone Bola, it took 8 floods before we saw our first eel. And it took us 8 years to see our freshwater crayfish. And we need to do something about our awa. And you know, I'm going to me and my daughter were well known at the regional council, but I'm not going to listen to their bullshit. You know, I'm sick of it. I just argue with them, mate. And the first thing they say to me, oh, we can get rid of that cow Chris. I said, how do you fellas look after the environment? And he looks at me and says, oh, what do you mean? I said, well, you want to spay that cow Chris. I said, that's not looking after our environment. Yeah. And Daniel, he's one of our tile persons that just started up with about the last 9 months. He does the data taking. Hannah Smith, she's joined our group. She's in the water. And there's, what's her name, Nuku?
Melanie.
Mel Nuku. She's with our team. She's come across from Momo. And I got my wife, she helps us with the bookwork. And my 5 mokos, you know, they're down in the waterways. And of course me, I just stand on the bridge as a safety officer. Kia ora.
Kia ora koutou.
And before I close off, I'd like to thank Martin and you know, all those people for getting behind and helping us. Without their, you know, helping us and my mokos and my daughters, I think we would have collapsed a long time ago. Kia ora.